nice to be with you again. Today we would like to talk about Artemisia afra oil, Lengana oil. Artemisia afra oil is a wonderful natural remedy, and again it is the material to prepare Artemisia ointment, another wonderful natural remedy. Let us start how we prepared it. You see here, this is the jar. I was harvesting Artemisia leaves and small pieces of the branches. I dried them into the sun for 3 days, then in the shadow, and then I grinded them and make them small, not really a powder, halfway. And I poured them into the jar. They have to be perfectly dry, because if the material is humid, the oil will rotten quickly. So it has to be dry. I filled it up, maybe like here, and then I poured oil on top, as much that the leaves are covered at least by 2 fingers. So there must be more oil in the jar as leaves, and the leaves, they should not swim up there. They should be really covered. Now, which oil? We are in the lucky position to have a lot of olive oil, because all over we have the olive trees. You can make it as well with sunflower oil. A good, clean, quality sunflower oil is a good carrier too. Now, when I buy the oil, this is an important detail, I look at the expiry date. So I was buying oil which has the expiry date in 1 year. So then I know I can use this Artemisia oil or producer ointment at least for 1 year as a natural remedy. So if I prepare ointment today with that oil, it will last at least 1 year. So the expiry date will be July or August 2021, as we are in August 2020. So when you buy the oil, make sure that the expiry date is long ahead of you, because if I buy the oil and the expiry date is maybe in 2 months, then of course my remedy won't have a long time to exist. So therefore I take care for the expiry date. Having bought the oil, I pour it on it, I close it nicely, and I have it somewhere there is a warm place. It doesn't need to be by force outside in the sun, but if you prepare in autumn or winter and it's too cold in the house, of course you can put it a bit out. Once in the jar, I label the jar. Artemisia afra oil production date and the expiry date of the oil. I will have it for 1 month into the jar. I keep it somewhere in the house where it is protected so that animals are not throwing over or children are not playing with it. If you prepare it in autumn, winter is maybe very cold in the house, you can put it outside somewhere at the sun. Every day I will shake it to mix it up nicely. So after 1 month time, the time has come, and I will prepare either Artemisia oil, which is a wonderful remedy for the skin, or Artemisia ointment. The Artemisia oil will be ready as soon you have warmed it up and filtered. Artemisia ointment is a second procedure which you have to follow to arrive to the remedy. Now a month has passed by. Our Artemisia herb was in the oil. We had it in room temperature. Every day we were moving the jar. Now we have the room temperature extraction. Now we are coming to further step. We will pour everything into the pot. Herb and oil. Now my Angela will heat up the oil very gently on slow fire, and we warm it up until the point where you can feel with the finger it's nicely hot, but you still are able to put the finger in it. It's not really burning you, but it's not just warm, it's really hot, but not too hot. And there is one sign we have to look out. It never should make the bubbles. Therefore, for 1 hour, we are here, we are stirring, I turn on the fire, I switch it off to keep it nicely warm, but never too hot. And I go on to stir it for 1 hour. This is the warm temperature extraction of the oil. After warming up the oil for more or less 1 hour, taking care that it's not really getting hot, now we cooled it down, and me Angela was pouring it into a filter. The filter can be a simple towel, a gauze towel, something which is not too thick. And she filtered the oil, and having filtered it, now she's squeezing it. She squeezed out the very last drop of our Artemisia oil. Everything is precious. The leftover, the oily herb, you can use to pour it on your body, to rub it on your body, and then to clean it off. It's a wonderful, simple, natural remedy treatment. Or you throw it to the compost. The oil you pour in a smaller cup or in your stock bottle. And with the small cup now, it's easy to pour into the bottles. Maybe you need just a little bit for when you are somewhere on the way, you need a bit of Artemisia oil, the small one, or you need the family portion, the bigger bottle, for everyday use at home. Now we have produced the natural remedy, Artemisia afra oil, Lengana oil for external use.
Wolfgang.
The label shall name the content, so it's Lengana oil, Artemisia afra oil, and we will write the expiry date. You remember when we bought the oil, the sunflower oil, we looked of the expiry date. Let's say it's December 2020. So you label it expiry date 2020. It's expiry date of the oil which you bought.